What's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. About to react to this impressive vid. It's titled "Diddy is Over." The feds raid his homes and his sons get detained. And Drake's feud with Future and Kendrick. Oop. Okay, so we're gonna get the tea about what's going on. I'm kind of out of the loop. I didn't even know Diddy's house got raided. I don't know how long ago this happened. But Impressive just put this vid up, so sure, we're gonna check it out. Let's see what's happening. Let's watch.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. It seems like things are really hitting the fan for Diddy right now because two of his homes were raided by Homeland Security. His home in LA and his home in Miami were both raided, and he is being accused of running a sex trafficking ring. Now his ex-girlfriend Cassie was the first one to expose his trafficking crimes. She actually sued him for all the heinous things he did to her.
When I saw the title and I saw that his home got raided, I'm like, oh, is it drugs? Because that's just what my mind goes to when I think of raid. Maybe because of my own personal experience. If you know, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I just automatically think of drugs, raid. When houses get raided, drugs. But that's why I was getting raided for this reason.
And he quickly settled with her. Not only that, he was hit with another lawsuit by a woman who was allegedly violated by him when she was underage. Also, he was hit with a lawsuit by his ex-producer, Lil Rod, and he claims that Diddy runs a whole trafficking ring,
Diddy is going down,
which includes minors. Not only that, he was accused of having possession of illegal guns and drugs. And also, he was accused of having hidden cameras in his home, and he would actually catch people doing sexual acts on camera and use it as blackmail to make them do what he wants them to do. He basically is another Jeffrey Epstein, and I feel like there are several Jeffrey Epsteins running around in the industry. This is how they keep certain prominent figures, political figures, musicians, entertainers under their control. If they could get them on camera doing something crazy, or if they could force them to do something crazy, then they could use that as a way to control them. I honestly wish all of these culprits would be exposed. Not just Diddy, but there's just so many of them who are just doing a lot of wild, reckless things. Even Dan Schneider from Nickelodeon, how he was accused of doing highly inappropriate and abusive stuff to these children who are on the network. He needs to be locked up too. Everybody out there doing dirt needs to be locked up. Everybody. But yeah, people were saying that Diddy fled his mansion and Homeland Security showed up. They didn't find him, but they did detain his two sons, Christian and Justin, which I think is really sad that Diddy just left his children hanging like that. I mean, his children could have been in serious danger because if you know anything about Homeland Security, they do not play. I mean, they show up there with their guns and their tanks. It's very intimidating, and they will attack if they feel like there's a hint of a threat.
And they will put guns in children's faces.
Right. So he left his children in harm's way, and people said that he got on a jet and fled to a private island, and they were tracking his jet. However, it seems like this could have been a diversion because Diddy wasn't on the jet. In fact, he was found pacing outside of the Miami airport. So I think Diddy was trying to make a plan to escape the country without them being on his tail, but he was spotted. So we shall see what happens. And I know there will be a lot more updates by the time I upload this video. And I definitely am going to come back and talk more about it. So we shall see how this whole investigation unfolds. Hopefully no evidence is buried. We need to see all the evidence because what is done in the dark has to come to the light.
Period.
Now, moving on, I want to talk about something that's a little less heavy. It's still kind of messy, though. It seems as if Drake is headed for another messy era because right now he's getting ganged up on and smacked around by some of his peers. And this time he's going face to face with Pluto. Over the weekend, Future and the producer Metro Boomin dropped a joint project called We Don't Trust You. And there were some subs thrown at Drake, and it's pretty obvious they have an issue with him because they recruited Drake's nemesis, Kendrick Lamar, on the song Like That. And Kendrick took direct shots at Drake and J. Cole. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But
that song's so hard.
I think Future and Metro Boomin's issue with Drake is stemming from a business dealing that fell through. Apparently, Drake and Future were supposed to do another joint project together, and I think Metro Boomin was going to be producing it. I don't know. But Drake pulled out of it and linked up with 21 Savage instead, and they did an album together called Her Loss, which was big. But it was rumored that Future wasn't too happy about it.
He was talking about Future and Drake. Oh, that's what I heard. I heard that's a big rumor that Future is not too happy this Drake and 21 Savage album.
But he already did an album with Drake. I'm confused. Like, let other niggas, get some shine. We want some versatility. I mean, another Drake and Future project would have been epic. I would have definitely been here for it. But, I was here for him collabing with 21 as well. Like, niggas trying to take all Drake's time. Like, relax.
And
because Future and Drake did an album before,
and it makes Drake and Future album not as important, I would say.
That's what it feels.
And that's this is allegedly. This is all rumors. I've never heard it from Future's mouth. Never heard it from Drake. Never heard it from 21. But it's a alleged big rumor that's going on right now.
Where'd you hear that at, N.O.?
In the streets. In the streets with a K.
In Miami. Yes.
Now, this to me actually makes sense. I mean, Drake and Future have done a lot of collaborations together over the years, but in the recent...
And people were telling me like, oh, do you need to react to more videos? Because Drake and Future, they actually got beef. They actually not cool no more. Because in a previous video, I was saying that I said Future runs with, like, Drake and them. But when I made that comment, I mainly meant that he runs with that whole group of fuck niggas. Like, it's a whole group of fuck niggas in a certain corner of rap that don't fuck with Meg. So that's really what I meant when I made that statement. But at the time of making that video, I didn't know, though, that Drake and Future had an issue. I am out the fucking country. Y'all think I'm worried about what the fuck these niggas is doing? I don't care who has beef with who, okay? Y'all keep up with this shit. I didn't know, and I wasn't worried about these niggas beefing, but I mean, good to know. Good to know now, I guess.
Years, they've had some pretty big ones like Life is Good.
But you know what? This makes sense. This fucking makes sense. Because going back to that video where, the video was saying that Future possibly dissed Megan. And I said that I think he did diss her because I'm like, it doesn't make sense that he would just give her a shout out. But now this is crystal clear. He didn't just mention Meg just to mention her and praise her out of fucking nowhere. Let's be clear. He literally upcharged her for a verse. Nicki spilled all that tea about how, Future made you pay $250,000. Ha 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 ha. He overcharged her for a fucking verse. Or made her pay full price or whatever the fuck. Like, just because Future and Meg worked together on a song, that don't mean shit. It's business. But he made her pay full price or overcharged her. So, and of course, Future has worked with Nicki more, so I feel like his alliance would be more with Nicki as well. So anyway, all of that considered, it didn't make sense that he would just randomly shout out Megan just to be nice or just to praise her. I'm like, that don't make sense. And you run with all these other fuck niggas who don't like Megan. They always talking about free Tory. They always talking shit, making little slick comments about Megan. I'm like, it doesn't make sense, but now it does. He mentioned her to spite Drake. That's the only reason why he mentioned her, because she recently dissed Drake and her and Drake have this little beef or whatever the fuck they got going on. So he mentioned her specifically to spite Drake. That makes a lot more sense, because what y'all was saying didn't make no goddamn sense. That, he just praising her, because she's thick and she fine. Fuck out of here. Like, that didn't make any sense. That's why I'm like, this has to be a diss. But now it makes sense. So it probably wasn't a direct diss at Megan, but it's to spite Drake. That's what it comes down to.
Sexy.
Makes sense.
Wait for You. And I think after the success of Wait for You, Future and Drake were clearly in the talks of doing another joint project, and it would have brought in a lot of money for them. However, Drake decided to move on and do a project with 21 Savage.
I mean, that's his own business.
Drake typically likes to collaborate with the younger rappers and give them looks, and in return, he remains hot. This is how he stays.
On that album, sorry, I'm pausing. On that album, he had a song called Pluto. What will Pluto do? And it says something about I will fuck this bitch. What will Pluto do? He will fuck the bitch. So I'm a fucker. Was that some shady business going on in that song? I need to go back and listen to that.
stays relevant, especially amongst the new generation
I have to go back and
of
listen to that.
listeners. However, his throne is about to be threatened yet again because now one of his big collaborators, Future, has an issue with him. Also, it's been said that Drake and Future are beefing because apparently they're messing with the same girl. And it seems like Drake has been spilling his business and his grievances with Future to this girl. And this girl has been running back and telling Future. Now, I don't know if this is exactly the case, but this is what I'm thinking, okay? And the reason why I feel this way is because in Future's verse on We Don't Trust You, he said, "You and N's #1 fan, dawg. Sneak dissing, I don't understand, dawg. Pillow talking, acting like a fed, dawg. I don't need another fed."
Why she saying dog? It's like she's saying like doll, like da.
Anyway. Friend, dawg. Can't be about a hoe because we sharing, dawg. In your feelings, dude, you playing, dawg. So this verse is allegedly directed at Drake, and he even referenced Drake's song "In Your Feelings" and kept calling him dog because, you know, Drake made an album called "For All the Dogs." And people are saying that this is the woman who caused contention between Future and Drake. And she goes by the name Diana, and she also put Princess in her bio. And Future does have a song on the album called Magic Don Juan, Princess Diana. And Drake, being petty as he wants to be, decided to put a reel of the actual Princess Diana on his stage. And I think this was his way of trolling Future. But it honestly seems like they're beefing because of this girl. I don't know if it's true or not. Metro Boomin did come out and he denied it, but I wouldn't be surprised if a girl did play a part in this feud. But more than anything, I do think that Future and the producer Metro Boomin were upset that Drake didn't go through with another joint project. He decided to link up with 21 Savage instead, and that was a slap in the face.
But Metro and 21 is supposed to be like super cool as well, so I don't know.
To Future, and not only that, they missed out on a lot of money. They could have done a joint tour together, could have done stadiums together. I mean,
he made that money with 21.
But, you know, it didn't happen that way. And so Future and the producer Metro Boomin are upset. And they're so upset to the point that they even...
Well, Metro has had beef with Drake for a long time now, okay? They've been going back and forth on Twitter, okay? When Drake posted that video, this is for all the tweet and deleters, he was talking about Metro, okay? Even going back further than that, Metro randomly released that version of Knife Talk without Drake on it at all, and when he leaked it, I believe at the beginning of the song, he included this clip of Academics saying that Drake should be taken off the song. And that song does sound a lot better with Drake off of it. I can't lie. I actually have it downloaded on my phone. So Metro and Drake has been going back and forth for quite some time. So it goes way beyond this as far as Metro goes. But this Future shit seems kind of new.
Even recruited Drake's nemesis, Kendrick Lamar, to step his foot on Drake's neck yet again. Now, Kendrick and Drake have been for years. They've been throwing subs at each other for years. The tension between them has been going on for over a decade at this point. And they weren't always at odds. I mean, they started off cool. They did some big collaborations together, and Drake even invited Kendrick on his Club Paradise tour, and this was early on in Kendrick's career. And things were all cool between them, but one thing about Kendrick is he's very competitive. He's a competitive rapper, and in the sport of hip-hop, he decided to call out all of his peers on his Control verse. And he called out Drake, and he also called out J. Cole. He said, listen, we cool, but this is hip-hop, and it's time to start sparring for the #1 spot. And this was all out of friendly competition, but Drake took this verse very personally. And for years, he was taking shots at Kendrick. And Kendrick would answer back. So they literally have been subbing each other for over 10 years. Drake once again ignited the feud between him and Kendrick by dropping his song First Person Shooter. And he actually linked up with J. Cole, who's another one of Kendrick's competitors. And J. Cole and Kendrick are cool. However, it's clear that things are definitely shaky between them because J. Cole linked up with somebody that Kendrick doesn't like. And in the song First Person Shooter, both Drake and J. Cole seem to be taunting Kendrick For one, J. Cole is declaring that he's number one. He's put.
Well, I don't think that's a diss to Kendrick. That's so I don't agree with that. People be like, well, he said he was Muhammad Ali. Of course he gonna say that. Everybody's saying they number one. Drake also say he top two and he not two. Like what? So everybody's going to say they're number one. Duh. I don't think that's a direct shot at Kendrick or that's anything for Kendrick to take personal. So I don't feel like that was an issue at all. But the big three was an issue for Kendrick. He like, fuck all y'all. It's just me. All right.
Himself
Period.
in the number one spot. There's always been this argument about the big three, which is Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. And for the most part, people have been talking about Kendrick and Drake, because they are two of the bigger artists. And J. Cole was always listed as third, but now J. Cole is like, man, I'm number one. I've been killing these verses. I've been killing these features. I've been dropping fire projects.
If Cole doesn't step the fuck up and show out, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. So I'm gonna need him to stop with this peace, love, and happiness bullshit, brother love, whatever he's on, and I'm gonna need him to, take the gloves off and go in with the verse and come at everybody. That's what I need, okay? Cause you too chill and we top three, we're all doing great. I love you guys. Fuck out of here. All right. You need to get aggressive at this point. So that's what I'm gonna need from you, sir.
I've been dropping heat. I'm number one. No more talk about me being number three, not even number two. I'm number one. And he made that very clear on the song First Person Shooter. And then he said, love when they argue the hardest MC, but is it K-Dot or is it Aubrey or me?
We the big three
like we started the league, but right now...
This verse, though, is...
I feel like Muhammad Ali.
Period.
And Muhammad Ali always said that
he's the greatest,
and
I'm
right?
pretty.
So J. Cole feels like he's the greatest. He also said, hey, how the game got away from the bars, man. This ish like a prison escape. Everybody steppers will F it. Then everybody breakfast and I'm about to clear up my plate. When he said everybody steppers, he clearly was referencing Kendrick's last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So this seemed to be a shot at Kendrick. And not only that, Drake was playing in Kendrick's face as well, because he's like, this whole talk about who to go. Well, it's only between him and Cole.
Who you bitches really rooting for? Oh, wait, what did he say? Who to go? Well, it's only between him and Cole. So he basically was omitting Kendrick from the conversation. Both Drake and J. Cole were playing in Kendrick's face, which is why Kendrick came back the way he did on the song Like That. At this point, Kendrick doesn't really have anything to prove, but he also kind of does, because his position kind of slipped a little bit because of the long hiatuses he's been taking. Meanwhile, during his breaks, Drake and J. Cole have been dropping heat. So now he has to get back in the ring again and box with these guys, because he's trying to walk away with the championship. He believes he's the GOAT. J. Cole believes he's the GOAT. Drake said he's gonna take a break, though. So all three of them are competing. But in a way, Drake and J. Cole are kind of laughing at Kendrick like, aha, you slipped to number 3. You didn't make it past the playoffs this year, but we made it to the Super Bowl. What you got to say now? And Kendrick responded on the song Like That. And he said, these ends talking out of their necks. Don't pull no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. Period. Talk to these niggas.
My temperament bipolar, I choose violence. Okay, let's get it up. It's time for him to prove that he's a problem. These ends clicking up but can't be legit. No 40 water, tell him. And that was a bar.
I love this because I'm from Oakland, as you guys know. You probably don't. Okay, I was born in LA, grew up a lot in LA, but I also grew up a lot in the Bay Area as well. So I usually reference both places. So when he said that, I automatically knew what he was talking about. And then the beat that he's rapping over is also an E40 beat, I'm pretty sure. Or some niggas in the Bay Area. I definitely recognize that beat being a Bay Area beat.
Are referencing the rappers E40 and Be Legit. They had a group called The Click.
That's his brother, I think.
He also said F Sneak Dissing, First Person Shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. He also said, Mother F the Big 3, Igga, it's just Big Me. He said, forget all that Big 3 talk. I'm the only one that matters here. And he really came for Drake with this one. He said, Igga, bum, what? I'm really like that. and your best work is a light pack. Igga Prince outlived Mike Jack. Igga bum. For all your dogs
I don't think he's saying bum. I think he's just saying bum. Like, whatever.
buried. That's with a K with all these nines. Woo, he gonna see
Cemetery.
Pep.
Wait, I saw this post on IG and it went over the triple entendre of this bar. I didn't even catch that. But anyway, I'm not gonna explain it. But if you want to look it up, it's pretty hard. I picked up the double entendre, but the third anyway. I know it was like triple entendre. I was like, you better fucking rap.
He basically said that Drake couldn't see him on his best day. And yes, Drake might be commercially successful like Michael Jackson, but he's still going to outlive him like Prince outlived MJ. And I don't only think he meant that literally, but also figuratively. He means his work, his artistry is going to outlive Drake's. And he basically referenced Drake's For All the Dogs album and said, all your dogs getting shot by these K with these nines. And that also was a wordplay on K9s, which are dogs. So it was a clever verse. And of course...
And K, because he's K dot, and K is 1,000. And it's tens, and he's saying he called them nines, and he's calling himself the 10. Listen, this man be rapping.
It shook up the internet. People were going crazy. And Kendrick is ready for war. And I think more than anything, he's ready for J. Cole. I think he wants smoke with J. Cole. And
what? He came at Drake the hardest.
Kendrick is a beast. He's a miniature menace, but J. Cole got an inner Hulk in him as well. So that battle would be very, very interesting to watch. But Kendrick has his foot on Drake's neck yet again, and Drake has to respond yet again, and he will. But right now, Drake seems to be losing a little bit of favor because he not only has to deal with being pressed by Kendrick, but also he has to deal with this whole feud with Future and Metro Boomin. Not only that, rappers in the industry are starting to take sides. Nav and Rick Ross unfollowed Drake. And also, Travis Scott was over here hyping up the song Kendrick dissed Drake on. He was begging Future and Metro Boomin to play Like That on Rollin' Loud.
Hey, before y'all get out of here, bro, just play that please, bro.
Now, this was a little surprising to me because I thought Travis Scott and Drake were cool. So I don't know why.
People gotta stop thinking niggas is cool because they work together and they get a check together. That does not make people cool. Just because they got some bangers together, some good songs together, and they pop up on stage and then, you know, they the nigga got an arm over a nigga neck, that don't mean they cool. Why do y'all think that means people are cool? I don't understand it. Okay? People do songs together all the time. It is a business. Hello? People get paid to do these things. Hello? That doesn't mean people are cool.
He was trying to get Future and Metro Boomin to play that song knowing that Kendrick verse was on there.
Well, he must don't fuck with him.
He didn't know. Maybe he did.
He knew. Maybe he don't fuck with him. He clearly knew. He's on a couple songs on this goddamn album. He knew.
Didn't know. But if he did know, that would actually indicate that there's an issue between him and Drake also.
Maybe he don't like him
and
like
honestly,
that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or maybe he like indifferent to him, but he just think that song is so hard. And he just like, just play it please. I want the people to hear it.
If it was over Kylie Jenner. I honestly wouldn't because it was rumored that Drake messed with Travis's baby mama Kylie.
When?
And that is against bro code, I would think. So who knows? But something in the water ain't clean. People got issues with Drake, and even Kanye called out Drake not too long ago. And you know Kanye and Drake don't like each other, but Kanye said that Drake stopped Lil Durk from being a part of his rollout for his Vultures album. So Drake is out here getting ganged up on right now, and he decided to respond at his recent concert. And this is what he said.
Drake, what the fuck is this? Get up.
A lot of people ask me how I'm feeling. I'm gonna let you know how I'm feeling. Listen, the way I'm feeling is the same way I want you to walk out of here feeling about your fucking self. Because you know how I'm feeling? I got my head up high, my back straight, I'm 10 fucking toes down in Florida or anywhere else I go, and I know that no matter what, it's not a nigga on this earth that can ever fuck with me in my life. And that's how I want you to walk out of here tonight.
Oh, you a lie.
That's right. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, Drake. Anyway, tell what you.
Drake, I fuck with your music, okay? I fuck with you heavy, okay? But, sir, Kendrick and Cole wrap circles around you, sir. What are we talking about? And people have written for you in the past. You've been exposed for that. I don't even know people are still writing for you now. Don't know. It's up for debate. But, excuse me, that's a lot of confidence there. You can't really back that up, sir. But sure. Anyway, I paused this video a lot, actually. It's pretty long at this point, but I said everything that I want to say for the most part. But yeah, I think this is good for hip-hop. I'm glad that they're keeping it in the music. And, you know, the thing about these guys, I don't think this would ever be taken to, like, real life. I don't ever see them all being at an award show and nobody, you know, throwing bowls or whatever. Nobody fighting. There definitely no guns being involved. Like, I just don't see it being taken there. So I think this is, like, friendly competition, you know. So it's like, okay. And nobody's online on Twitter, you know, going on rants on some corny shit. You know, it's being kept in the music. So I appreciate that. So it'll be very interesting to see who responds first. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!